Hi everybody, I'm here for another pick a card. So this time it's all about what you need to hear right now. I don't know what the messages are about, obviously. The timestamps will be down below, and I will start off with the angel numbers for each pile. So pile 1 will have the geode quartz, pile 2 will have the angelite, I think is the name in English. So if you want to skip that and get directly to the core of the message, please feel free to go down below in the description box and you'll find the timestamps. So for group 1, if you choose the geode, I know group 2 had more message because I've pulled more card. You just had one, so I guess this reading might be way more straight to the point. Let's see the angel numbers. Just type in your browser the numbers and angel numbers and the numbers I'm about to give, and you'll come up probably with a message that could be resonating with you at this point. We have 2, 6, 6, 2. Interesting mirror numbers. 2, 6, 6, 2. The card you have is to spend what I would call family quality, how do you say that? Quality family time. So this is the main card that is the main energy of the reading. So this could be a straight to the point message here that we could take quite literally, that spending time with your loved ones could be something that you might have overlooked for lately, and it might be a good thing for you to actually spend more time, especially if you do work a lot, or you know, you're away from your family because you're studying or anything like that. It might be interesting. Sorry, my chair is creaking and I'm not very... Voila, I need to be well adjusted to do the readings without feeling like I'm just drifting on my chair. So like I was saying, you might be studying, working a lot, very focused on your projects. And here the message, the main message that you can take quite literally is spend more quality time with your loved ones. And family is not always blood, so however that resonates with you, it's about spending time with the people you love. So if you've been working your ass off for weeks, months, it's maybe time to slow down a little, to to recharge in a way, and to spend more time with the people that you care about and that care about you. Let's see what the message is. It's also maybe about helping the people that are in need of help, but not as you need to save the world. And especially if you're slightly codependent, this is not the right thing for you to hear. I'm going to rephrase that in a sense that maybe there's something about wanting to help the weakest people, like, you know, the innocent lamb. So maybe it could be your own inner child, maybe it could be your own children. Okay, we're going to take that reverse because it came reversed. Okay, it might also be about a situation where you were maybe engaged in a relationship or in a situation that was very conflictual, and it's time maybe to put that to rest, to kind of work through the issues you have with your partner or with your family and your loved ones, so that you can find harmony and bring peace back. Yeah, it could be something to do with your mother, or if you're a mom, it could be struggling with your children, especially if you have like teenagers. And it's also, if it's in love, it's about not, honestly, this is not a, this is not going to resonate for everyone, but some of you might be thinking that you haven't picked the right partner, especially if you're at a stage in your life where you feel that maybe time would be right for you to have children, or kind of build a family, or make, you know, a family, build up a new family. If you already have children and you find someone that already has children, and you kind of have to make that work in a way, and it feels that it's not all roses and it's not peachy and like easy to kind of unite and try to fusion two families, two backgrounds, maybe like it's hard to diversify if you have to add some people to the family, or if you have to be added to someone's family. It could also be in the workplace if you're new, or you're just changing teams, or changing your team, and the people that you're working with, maybe you don't know them very well, maybe you know that some of them don't really get along, or on the contrary, maybe they all get along so well, and you're like, you know, the newbie that, you know, just like when you're the new guy, or the new boy or girl in a school, and it's like, oh, you're the new one, you know, you're the fresh out of town person that is coming. So there's something about finding your place in a dynamic, whether it's a work dynamic, a personal dynamic, or really a relationship dynamic. I feel for some of you, you might actually wonder if you're with the right person, quite literally, like, did I find the person that I can settle and have children with? I think for some of you, there's going to be some sort of breakthrough or realization that you might not have found yet, the like partner that will really work with you. And there's something about not being sure of yourself in a decision you're about to make or that you made. There's some, I'm going to add another one for the sake of the reading, but there's something about not feeling very sure of your decision, not feeling very clear and very, to some degree, you're not very comfortable with the decisions that you've made or that you need to make. Can I have another card with the 17th card? Can you clarify that for me? Yeah, time out. So what you need to hear right now is you need, especially if you've been avoiding the complicated, you know, the difficult conversation, it feels that more than ever now it is required so that you can move on. So definitely if you're avoiding a conflictual situation and you're trying to drown yourself in work, or you're trying to find, you know, excuses, so to speak, to kind of not dive into that, not go there, it's time for you to go and plunge into what's uncomfortable, because otherwise it's just like a problem we try to avoid that's just getting bigger and bigger as the day go by. If there's really an issue, you need to address it. This is not a luxury, this is becoming urgent. I feel that a choice has to be made, and you have to position yourself in in your current situation. Yes, 6-6. And remember, the very interesting thing is now that I'm noticing 2 of Cups here, 6 of Cups, 6 of Swords. So there's a decision to be made. And I feel like it concerns your family life or your love life. But there's something that you need to move away from, and you know it. And if it's not moving literally away from something, you need to put things clear. You need to make things straight, because there's really a big communication issue here. And you may be not telling the entire truth, or sort of being in mild denial, because I don't think it's a massive thing. I think you're aware of the problem. But the way you kind of try to bypass it is try to kind of sugarcoat it. It's going to be okay. It's just a temporary problem. It's going to pass. But the thing is, it's never going to pass if you don't address it. Like, the thing is not going to just like poof, all of a sudden disappear like magic. So there's a check-in to do with yourself and with someone or some people you're somehow engaging with, with whom it's not working out. So you need to be more honest with yourself and with the person or the people involved in the situation. Can I have more information for group 1 so that I can kind of send them or give them a message that can help them improve their situation, their current situation? That seems a bit tensed. We're also going to take the chakras before that. Let me take my chakra that can be worked on for pile 1. Okay, we have the... Is that the throat chakra? It is. Yeah, talking. something has to be said that you're struggling, you're struggling to speak out your mind, and you need to work on that and see why it's so hard for you, because it's really something that needs to be addressed. Connection, you see? You are very connected to the heavenly realms, but I think we can take that once again quite literally. It's how can you connect or reconnect with people and kind of communicate with them on another level, with more depth, with more meaningfulness, with more authenticity. I'll take the booklet. I'm just going to take one more and take the booklet, because the booklet will give you 2 or 3 questions that might help you to kind of dive deeper in this. Fear. Your fears are keeping you from moving forward into the life that you deserve. You see? Interesting. Let's see 29 with connection. The questions you can ask yourself. When do you feel disconnected from source or from life? And the second question is, what tools can you use to strengthen and maintain this connection, even in times of vulnerability? And the second is the card of fear. What are you afraid of? Is this fear from the past, the present, or the future? And the second question is, are your fears true? Are you in actual danger? In what ways are they not true? It is possible these fears are skewed out of balance. All right. So yeah, working through the fear of speaking your truth seems to be the general theme here. But as soon as you kind of find the courage and you feel grounded and you trust yourself enough, I think things will just start the fears will start to dissolve as soon as you start really being authentically yourself in this situation. Because I think you want maybe to prevent people from being worried, or you don't want to add more on someone else's plate, and you're fearful of adding more to the problem. But it's by not doing anything and not saying anything that you're adding up indirectly to the initial problem. All right, group 1, I hope that was out of service. And if you want more, you can follow me on Patreon. And thank you for spending this time with me. And as usual, I'll see you around for the next one. Okay. Oh my. The stone is going hiding under my couch. Okay, that's... this thing is like the floor. I'm living in an old apartment, and in south of France, old apartments are like floors that are not straight. It's quite something. Okay, number 2, pile 2, with the angelite that kind of wanted to drift away from us. Maybe if you lost something that was dear to you, maybe you look under the couch. That might be for someone. So those are the angel's numbers. All you gotta do is just type in on your browser angel numbers and add the numbers that are gonna come out. You might have a message that might give you some cue into what's going on in your situation. 3, 5, 1, 3. 3, 5, 1, 3. The cards, you had plenty. 3 cards came out for you, and I don't know how I'm gonna be able to put them in there. We're gonna find a way. Where there, what's the expression? Where there is a will, there is a way. That might be for someone. Listen, what are you eating? Trust and have faith in God or the universe. Okay. Well, I think we have a pretty clear message to start off, which is needing to address maybe food habits, especially if you're an emotional eater, which means that you get stressed, you eat, you get worried, you eat, you get joyful, you just want to spend a nice meal with loved ones. So maybe issue with food could be rising with maybe especially if you're working on yourself. And I feel that you're facing a change also in challenging your limiting beliefs. I really feel that you're in a position, in a situation where you might feel quite stuck right now. I think it's issues from childhood. You might be working on yourself, starting to read books maybe on PTSD, on CPTSD. Maybe you started to listen to podcasts about that. I don't know. I think something is triggering your healing, and that in turn is being revealed to you in not so pleasant way, where I feel that you kind of feel threatened. So yeah, this is like comfort food. This is wanting to shove down your emotions for some of you. So there's something about being pushed to heal, being really encouraged to heal, and especially this has to do with, for me, your sacral chakra, the seat of the inner child and of pleasure and your wants and needs. And I think you're finally realizing that it is not maybe quote-unquote normal that your needs are not met, and that you might be engaging with people that chronically just fail you, or you failed people. I think that for you there's really one specific event, I feel, that might have started to make you question and wonder, why are things happening the way they are? I think this sort of, coming to this point of wanting things to change because you're starting to get sort of tired of things and relationships maybe not working out the way you would want them to. So I feel frustration or some sort of something being triggered in you has forced some soul searching. Let's dive a bit deeper in there. Can I have more information about this? What is being so hard for you to come around? It feels you don't want to go there. Maybe that's why the stone just drifted away. You don't want to get in there. You don't want to go and do the work because you're a bit apprehensive. I feel this one was supposed to come reverse, honestly, because for me it's about being reluctant to do the work and wanting to keep the status quo and keep things the way they are, because don't rock my boat, please. That's the energy I'm feeling for you, group 2, pile 2. Sun, ego, emotional unbalance, it's like you want to preserve a sort of facade, and beneath the surface I feel you're in a transition phase of your life that's making it a bit uncomfortable, but maybe because it's, yeah, definitely the Death card. Something is really drastically changing in your life at the moment. And I think you're even maybe praying God or the universe, whatever you believe in, like, please make it stop. Please, I don't want to have to face that. And unfortunately, you cannot like avoid what's the inevitable. You know, there's something you're gonna have to face. You know, it's like maybe if you just need to move out in another location because there's work there and you cannot stay where you are, or, you know, sometimes we don't really have a choice, especially for maybe moving out is triggering some anxiety and some unresolved issues from your childhood. Maybe, yeah, moving out is a very, on a psychological level for most of us, it sort of reactivates all the traumatic experiences and wounds from the childhood, because the first moving out we did was literally from the stomach of our mothers, you know, the womb of our mothers. And every moving out is kind of reactivating and you're reenacting some stuff from the past. So maybe this is triggering maybe a situation where you're happy to be doing what you're doing and you're consciously choosing it, and you have so many things to look forward to, but a part of you that still needs some healing and you to listen to it maybe is being triggered because when you were a child, your parents separated when you were like 5 or 6, and you had to go and live on the other side of the country with your mom, and you never saw your dad when you were a child, and something is being reactivated from your childhood. It's interesting because it feels you don't want to give. It's like you don't want to. You don't want to compromise anything. You want the cake and eat it too, you know? And it feels that what's bringing anxiety in is that you know that you're willing to change and that you're looking for some kind of change in your life, but you're not willing to take the actions to make the change happen. Which is really paradoxical when you think about it, because it feels that deep inside of you, I think you know that on the other side will be the actual change and the actual change of state of mind, you know, that's needed. And at the same time, a part of you is completely petrified and terrified about making that big change. I think you're not quite ready. And it feels that now is the time to stop and listen. And I'm not telling you to put everything on pause and like stop moving altogether. But what I would advise you at this point is to stop and check in with yourself. How are you feeling about what you're doing? What is resisting change within yourself? What are you kind of reenacting from your childhood? What patterns can you see that are repeating themselves? There's something about making a sort of assertment. Do you say that? I don't think you say that. But a sort of kind of check-in with yourself to see what part of you is resisting the change. Because this part wants to protect something. You need to uncover what this kind of mechanism within you is trying to protect and is also preventing you from growing. You know, what is preventing your growth? That could be a question here. That is the main question here, actually, I would say. Let's see chakras for you too. I'm going to do it for both. Maybe I'm going to do astro signs for you. I didn't do it for group 1. For you, it's... Ooh. We have the third eye. Yeah, not wanting to see things. But intuitively, you kind of pick on what's not, you know, working in your favor, or what a part of you is trying to tell you, but you're just pushing it all away. We have Libra, charming, Sagittarius, and optimistic. And it's funny because those two signs are very relevant in your reading. Sagittarius is all about movement and also about how do you perceive your life, what kind of beliefs do you adhere to. Libras are all about finding what is the balance, where am I finding my balance. And the two of coins, twos, you can relate them to the major arcana, the high priestess. And because it's the coins here, it's high priestess on the material, grounded earth level. So it's really, how am I juggling with my private life and my professional life? How am I juggling with job and a sort of spirituality or a sense of belonging into this world? So it's like you're having a hard time adjusting different aspects of your life, and it's kind of blocking you from moving forward, it seems. Okay, for group 2. Ooh, I took them backwards. Soul group. You are getting ready to unite with members of your soul family. I think this is what is, I guess, bugging you, what is bringing anxiety in the mix. Because I think you're getting in a point of your life where you feel you don't resonate and you don't vibe with the people you used to hang around with. And from personal experience and from witnessing around me, this is a very unsettling and very insecure phase of life. And it goes through cycles, and usually it happens several times in a lifetime. When you change, you want to evolve or you grow, because life forces you to grow in one way or the other. And you kind of outgrow the people around you, or you just don't match with them. The values change, the priorities change, and I feel you're in a place where it's not comfortable, but you know it. So you'd rather stick with the uncomfort of being where you are and kind of knowing what you're dealing with, and the unknown, and walking into a new direction and having to make the effort to start building a new community maybe, or hanging around with different types of people, or even owning the fact that you might be into things that your family don't really approve of or don't really value, or friends that might not be interested. This is a bit of a cliche, but I don't know, you get into spirituality wanting to know more about it, but all your friends are like dead, cold scientific minds, and they don't believe in any of that, and they say that they don't believe in this and that is, it's bullshit, blah blah blah. There comes a time where if they do not respect your own values, and where they don't have the open-mindedness to welcome new ideas and allow you to do that journey within yourself, and to go and search for those life questions you are asking, if they cannot support you in there, and they kind of belittle you, or they just don't get it, there will come a point where it'll be just torture to be with them, because you will not be able to be truly yourself, because you'll have to kind of put away a side of yourself to kind of remain on their level. And this cannot be. You're going to be miserable if you do that. So instead of fearing change, start kind of accompany it by starting maybe to hang around with different types of people. Maybe it's time to have a different network of people that are completely different from the people you hang around with, and just diversify so that you don't feel too lost in the process. And when you'll feel ready, the people that are supposed to just drift out of your life just will go their own way, you know. Hibernation. Your soul needs time alone for meditation and rest. Okay, so it might even be that the phase before meeting a new kind of, you know, group of people, or, you know, a different type of lifestyle that you might want to embrace. It might start off first by having to spend some alone time. And if you're the type that feels that you need to be surrounded with people to be energized and to feel alive, maybe that's the fear that's behind, you know, doing the change is also linked to the fact of knowing that you're going to maybe, like a skin, shed your skin, and that it's going to require you to kind of make some room for new things and new people, and that might be quite unraveling at the beginning. But the more you start to get into it and you realize that it's cool, like you're handling it, and that being alone is actually something that will help you get to know yourself, and, you know, think of you and of your real needs, and be able to make the focus drawn solely on you, I think this will do good. This will do you good. Might be a bit scary at the beginning, but then you'll see that you'll get the benefits from it, and you'll realize that you're never really alone, and that it's not that hard for you actually to reach out to people and to maybe make new friends. Soulmate. This relationship is a match made in heaven. Oh, I love that. So maybe by making the changes, you might also attract it to you, or, you know, be able to get in touch with a future partner, a future life partner that is aligned with your values and what you're vibing with at the moment, or in the works, you know, you're in the works. But I really feel that you might be single, or you might be with someone, but not really like on and off, you know, and there might be someone really more, with a more profound connection that might come along. Or for a minority of you, you know that you have to kind of move and drift away from the people that you no longer resonate with to be with the person you're in love with. Oh, maybe the meeting of someone actually triggered the healing process, and now you're realizing that there's no going backwards from there. And I feel that for some of you, the person you've already met, if you kind of relate to that, this person you met that helped you grow, also kind of, I think you might maybe love them and at the same time want to curse them for actually opening your eyes, because now you cannot undo it. So it feels that this might have triggered a shit tons of anxiety meeting this person, because this person is opening your eyes on where you're not being truly yourself in situations, and now you have to make the changes. Like, this is required. You can't keep just hanging around like this, like, you know, aimlessly just trying to fit with friends that are not really, you know, where it's not working, or even family members where you're like, oh la la, that I might be from the same family, we might share blood, but we might share the same blood like in our veins, but I have nothing in common with you. I'm nothing like you. And it's being okay embracing that. And I think this is causing a lot of anxiety, because it's such a drastic shift that you're making, that you feel that people are not gonna kind of follow through on this with you, and if they don't, it's okay. And some will, and some might actually have their own moment of clarity and of come to Jesus moment later. But now what life is trying to tell you is focus on yourself and focus on what feels good. All right. Did I yeah, that was the last cards. That's bizarre. I'm having things falling from the chimney that's actually supposedly not working. Lord, my life is quite fascinating, isn't it? Anyway, you might have news that just come out from nowhere, or you might have a sort of real big realization about something. And yeah, things are really about environment. I can't be making this up. I just picked randomly, like I pulled the deck. Now is a good time to clear, clean, and declutter your environment. No joke. For some of you, you might be moving out, moving state, maybe changing location. The Sagittarius energy with the Two of Coins could talk about that too. Well, group 2. Keep the faith, huh? Because it seems that you're going through a massive transition. So yeah, keep the faith and trust your intuition, trust yourself. You know what to do. All right, I hope that was out of service. If you want to find out more and support me, you can find my work on Patreon, or what I do also on the website. And I'll see you around for other pick-a-cards. Take care. Love you.